With you in a moment, but first...
How would you like to exhibit a garden at the RHS Hampton Court Palace Flower Show? What a mouthful. Well, this year, one amateur gardener could be lucky enough to win a competition launched jointly by the BBC and the Royal Horticultural Society, often abbreviated to the RHS, to do just that.
Well, the competition winner will be invited to create a show garden of his or her own design at the world-famous show in July. They've got a bit of help, though. Previous gold medal-winning designer Adam Frost and Steve trained her. She's the gardener on the One show. Christine Walkden will be on hand to provide guidance and assistance. To tell us more is Dave Green. Dave is the assistant show manager for the Hampton Court Palace Flower Show from the RHS. Morning, Dave.
Morning, how you doing?
Yeah, we're well, thank you. This is a really amazing opportunity, isn't it?
Oh, it's really exciting. We're so pleased. It's the first time we've ever done anything like this, and it's a great chance for anyone who's interested in gardening to be involved in the show. It's so exciting.
What do people have to do to enter?
They need to have a think about coming up with an idea for a family garden. So the plot at the show is 8 metres by 8 metres, and anyone can have a go. They just need to draw out a plan and get some interesting ideas about plants and other things in a garden that the family might like.
Are there any restrictions on them, or can they let their imagination run riot?
Yeah, they can pretty much imagine anything they want. It needs to be work as a family garden, so the judges will be looking for something that works well for everyone in a family, and they want something that's interesting and creative, and that uses plants well and shows the plants off. So, yeah, pretty much anything you can think of, really.
Now, why did the RHS want to afford someone the opportunity to do this, Dave?
Well, I mean, the RHS is all about encouraging people to garden, and we want to get people excited about gardening, and the shows are a great showcase for the best in gardening, and we just really want to help amateur gardens really get excited about showing off gardens and showing off plants and how well a family can enjoy their garden.
I must admit, I've got mixed feelings about this, Dave, because I think there are mixed messages coming out of the RHS, because on the one hand, they've got a campaign going to try and encourage more people to have careers in horticulture. Yeah. And then they go and do this. I mean, is it just a gimmick to get TV coverage or what?
No, it's genuinely trying to get people interested in gardening. I mean, if someone to get to a show, it takes a lot of investment and time, and so the winner will be able to benefit from Adam's and Christine's knowledge and really learn a lot about gardening. And you know, it could be the start of a new career for them, maybe.
So could all these people that have actually trained as garden designers but can't get sponsorship, can they enter?
No, the competition's just for amateur gardeners, so professionals can't enter. So really, it's just to give a really unique opportunity to someone who's passionate about gardening.
One thing we've noticed, Dave, and Steve, I think you probably concur, is that doing this show, we've noticed, Dave, a real knowledge gap. We've got plenty of experienced gardeners at Steve's end of the age spectrum. We've got the RHS campaign for school gardening and campaigns that the Sun newspaper that Steve works for that have been really targeting youngsters. Yeah. And then we've got kind of mums and dads in between who've really sort of missed out on any sort of gardening teaching or influence from you know, their generation. And so there's these people who I guess in a way this competition might be aimed at, who are sort of in the middle.
Yeah, I think there is a gap there, and I'd be really interested in trying to help families to do more gardening and to learn more about gardening. And I think this competition is a really good way of doing that, of trying to get families to think about how they can use their gardens and really get outside and enjoy them more.
One question I would ask, Dave, is the 8 by 8 metre size plot. How indicative of that is it in terms of a typical family garden in Britain? Does it match a sort of typical family garden size, or...?
I think it's probably on the. I think it's a smallish garden, isn't it? But I think the good things about the show gardens is that they're normally jam-packed with ideas, and so they can really translate to a bigger garden, or you could just take a few ideas from it. So I think it's a sort of maybe a good in-between size, and you could scale it up or scale it down, or just take a few ideas from it.
Yeah, particularly with all the new builds I'm thinking of, very often the family-size house, pretty small garden, so it might be the case of taking those ideas and sort of scaling them back for your own plot, perhaps.
Yeah, you can do. We have a lot of gardens at the show, and people love seeing the gardens and just taking the odd idea that they could do in their own garden. Really, I think that's one of the great things about the shows is you can get there, you can be inspired, and get some different ideas that you can use in your own garden.
All right, we're going to tell people in just a moment how they can enter, but how long have they got, Dave?
The closing date's the end of March, so it's about 3 weeks. Okay. So, with the rainy days and stuff, it's a great chance to sit down and do a bit of drawing on paper.
Yeah, sure, brilliant. All right, how do people go about having a crack at this competition to get their garden designed for a family garden at Hampton Court Palace Flower Show in July? How do they go about entering or finding out more details?
Well, the best place is to have a look at, if you go to the BBC website, bbc.co.uk, /one show, and the details about the competition are all on the One Show page, just at the bottom. Brilliant. And the entry form and the rules and everything are all there.
And presumably there'll be no favouritism, Dave, amongst you and your team when it comes to the judging?
No, it's open to everybody. Anyone who's interested in gardening should enter, and we'd like to see entries from everybody.
Fantastic. All right, Dave, great to talk to you. We look forward to seeing the finished result in July.
Great, OK, thanks very much.
Bye.
Thank you, bye.
That's Dave Green, who's the assistant show manager for the Hampton Court Palace Flower Show. Wonderful place. Steve and I have much enjoyed visiting with this programme over the past few years, and you've been going for donkey's years, I know.
Yeah. Since it started, Andy.
Yeah, since...
Before the war, mate.
That's right, yeah, absolutely. And your garden, then, as you've just heard, could be there in July. You've got until the end of March to get your design together. Have a look at the website, bbc.co.uk /The One Show. Our colleagues on BBC One are driving this competition forward. But we'd really love someone from Kent to do this. That would be great, wouldn't it?
I must admit, another strand on this, I'd really like to know what garden designers think of this, because they can soon think, well, what's the point in training?
Well, that's true, but it is a one-off competition.
Yeah, but it's denying somebody the opportunity for doing it for a living, you know?
Possibly, but one of the aims of the RHS is to raise interest and stimulate interest in gardening from people who don't garden. So if you've got a chance to maybe get if you're perhaps a designer of a different sort, maybe you were talking about earlier changing careers.
Yeah.
If you're, interior designer, furniture designer, you've got an eye, or if you're particularly creative and you've got that creative eye, you can maybe bring it across and start your... Well, it doesn't even have to be starting your career, does it?
We're coming at it from different angles. But
we're going to have a fight in a minute.
No, we're not. No, I must admit, I've got mixed feelings about it, but, I'm not a garden designer, so I don't have an axe to grind, but I think if I was a garden designer, I'd be sharpening it, All
right, OK. In the meantime, if you'd like to have a crack at it, bbc.co.uk /The One Show. All the details that you need to know are on there about how to enter. And as you heard Dave mention, you've got until the end of March to get something down, get your design down and get the design finalised. Got to have a trampoline in there if it's a family garden. If you've got young children, that's what they're interested in.
You're not going to look at it if there's no trampoline, is there?
I'm not interested if it's in a trampoline.
You're on a train set as well.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Or a scale electric, something like that.
Even better. Now you're talking my language. All right, then. Good luck. We'd love to have the winner from Kent. Outbreaks of rain.